Hi, well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening. So, I've been get a brief conversation with one Quranic expert we name Baba Shuaib. This guy was born in Ghana, Accra, Ghana, and I don't dey follow in lectures about Quranic uh, explanation, and this na somebody we totally they try for change the Islamic perception of 99.9% of the people them we believe in Sunni Islam. What's in a Sunni Islam? Sunni Islam na a sect of Islam we not only believing in the Quran but also believing in the teachings and the sayings of the prophets. And this guy is actually um, saying that Sunni Islam is something that is forbidden by God. God never actually command anybody to follow um, Sunni Islam. God give we the Quran according to him, and the Quran is enough for explain everything waiting God wants we for make we know. This now a debate whether they go on in recent times. The reason we to make more they try for get more research on this is because this debate has been going on for some times now where they follow. You get certain people within the Islamic Ummah, where they call family, where I'm talking about experts. I'm not talking about just Muslims, the way just regular Muslims for prayer. I'm talking about academic circle, where a debates don't they come up. You get this Sunni, and you get the Quranists. We call them Quranists because they only believe in the Quran, nothing else. And this now one of the people that we only believe in the Quran. In fact, I may probably bring him to my channel for make we discuss more about these things. I so indebted into religious studies. As we all know, myself been do comparative religion, and that make most times when I see my interest is also in religion. So sometimes I can come with so many provocative things them, either from the Quran or from the Sunni or from the Bible. So I get a brief conversation with Tam today. I just want for Launa listening, waiting we discuss. I ask a few questions. I go try for Brian Academy program for make maybe we'll get some more discussion. Me now somebody we like for learn. That make anywhere I see knowledge, I dey try for go and learn and see waiting actually this knowledge go able for make me a better person. So now just listen a little bit.
The next person in line that I saw the number, let me see, is this number. Yeah, salam.
Hey, Baba Shuaib.
Yes, brother. Your name and where you're calling from?
Sparrow from Phoenix, Arizona.
Ah,
in the United
Sparrow.
States.
Okay, nice to meet you, brother. How may I help you, brother? You called me.
Yeah, I did. Well, I think some of the questions I had, you already answered them. For example, why do we actually pray for the dead? I just heard that you said it is not important. And the other question that probably I have is, why do we, when we pray, we turn to Mecca? Is this part of a Quranic command or what?
No, it's not. God never actually asked anybody to pray facing a particular place and pray. He never said that. It is a misunderstanding and misconception taken from external sources that actually manipulate and confuse the notion, right? So some people take it upon themselves just because the word Qibla has been mentioned, so they think it's a prayer direction, whilst Qibla in the Quran is denoting a place of worship. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you read Quran chapter 2, verse 142 up to 148, it is talking about a place of worship assigned to the Prophet and the believers. And the place of worship is the Masjid al-Haram. And when Moses was alive, in Quran chapter 10, verse 87, God told them to render their houses as a Qibla, meaning a place of worship where they can establish the Salat also. So now you tell me, will God rather tell the believers and the prophets to rather pray facing the Masjid al-Haram? Then where are they standing to pray? If God says you should pray facing Masjid al-Haram, hypothetically, let's assume God says that. If God asks them to pray facing Masjid al-Haram, the verse never says so. Let me put the verse on the screen. This is the verse, Quran chapter 2, verse 144. It never mentioned the word Salat in that verse from beginning to end. No Salat there. But now I'm going to put the verse and hypothetically, I'm going to ask you a question so that you see the light in the verse. God says, we have seen your face turning around toward the sky. So we have turned you or entrusted to you a place of worship. That is a Qibla. Some people will say now direction of prayer. Okay, so let's say direction of prayer with which you will be pleased. So turn your face towards the sacred mosque, Masjid al-Haram. Okay, now, if people are saying it's a direction of prayer, where is the prophet supposed to stand to face the mosque?
Well, I don't know.
Is he supposed to be praying outside and facing the mosque? Or is he supposed to be praying inside the mosque and facing the mosque? Or where is he supposed to stand and pray?
That's an interesting question.
Thank you. Because when people let external sources influence the understanding of a particular verse in the Quran, this is where problem comes in.
So where this addition or interpolation come from?
Comes from the hadith and external sources. It doesn't come from the Quran.
Wow.
Yes. So I keep saying Quran chapter 10, verse 82. God says, and God will enforce the truth with his words, even if the criminals dislike it. In order to enforce the truth, we have to let God speak, and God only.
Okay. So the hadith is something that we should not follow.
In a serious world, will you be following comedy?
No.
Thank you.
So hadith are comedies?
Yeah, they are comedy. Imagine a book telling you an honorable man married a 6-year-old girl. No, you tell me, what are you going to use a 6-year-old girl for when there are beautiful women out there? You look at the comment section, a lot of beautiful women are here. What are you going to do with a 6-year-old girl?
And this is only found in hadith, right?
Thank you. Why are the scholars not marrying 6-year-old girls?
Well, they have some kind of an excuse for that.
No. They say it is sunnah. If it is sunnah, they should be doing it also. Where is the exception in the sunnah? I thought the Mufti Mengs and school, they want to dress like the prophet. They want to appear and talk and sing like the prophet. Why can't they also marry 6-year-old girls? You go to Mufti Menk and say you want to marry his daughter, 6-year-old girl, and see what he will do to you.
Well, one of the excuse they have is, it's if we think that this is bad, it's kind of a fallacy of presentism, wherein, okay, that was then, it's the culture at the time.
Can they prove it? Can they prove it in the Quran? Was Prophet following a culture or was he following God? Hello? So he's following God. So can they prove it from the book of God where he says he should marry 6-year-old girl?
Okay. I have another question. Thank you very much for the clarification.
Yeah,
the other question has to do with the Kaaba.
Okay.
I have been thinking about that. In fact, in one of my commentaries, I actually tried to understand why are we going to a black stone and start, touching black stone and What's the significance of this?
Muslims don't do that. It's only mushriks who go to do that. Mushrik, because there's no black stone in the Quran.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is also found in Hadith only.
Yes.
But there is the 5 pillars of Islam actually mention Mecca, right?
5 pillars of Islam, the concept comes from the Hadith. In Islam, in the Quran, there's no such thing where God says 5 pillars of Islam.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
No such thing. They gathered those things and say they are the pillars of Islam. God never said, even Abraham that we follow his footsteps, he never said there's 5 pillars of Islam. Abraham never said it anywhere. So who said there are 5 pillars of Islam? Who?
Interesting.
No,
now the last question.
Since when?
Last question I have.
Yeah, before you go to the last question, since when did the notion of 5 pillars start? Did it start at the time of Moses, Jesus, Abraham, Noah? Whose time did 5 pillars start?
I don't know.
Thank you. That is the point. It started from the comedy books. It is not a concept coming from God or the Quran.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
To be honest. And I spoke about this with Mami Grace. If you watch my program with Mami Grace, it's on my page. Watch it. You will see me answering that point.
In fact, I did not finish watching that, but that's the first time I actually found you. Then I even contacted you at one time that I wanted to interview in my channel.
Normally, you send me a voice message also. Sometimes I get to listen to voice because I'm busy doing things, so I can be listening to the voice message whilst I'm doing. I recommend to everybody, if you want to get in touch Baba Shuaib, you want to be question to be answered faster, send me a voice message. Because sometimes I can be in the kitchen or sometimes I'm typing something, I'm busy. I just want to be listening something whilst I'm doing my thing.
A voice message on WhatsApp or regular phone?
On WhatsApp.
Okay, on WhatsApp. Now, my last question is about alcohol. Some people are saying, well, alcohol is not totally banned. It's only you should not actually go to prayers while intoxicated. Some people says, well, the alcohol is banned totally. Is there any Quranic verse that can clarify this?
Okay. First of all, when we talk about khamr is wine. Wine. This empty calling from Gambia. I'll call you back after this, brother. Please. You are over calling my distance. Please. Empty. Stop calling. I'll call you back. Please. Wine is khamr, right? There are different types of wine. We have wine which doesn't intoxicate you. Then we have wine which can intoxicate. We call it champagne. You know champagne, right?
Yeah.
We have a champagne that you can drink and you don't get intoxicated. Then we have another one you can drink and you get intoxicated. So God spoke about khamr, which is wine. And wine, according to the Quran, is not haram. But actually, it can actually cause sin because it has some sin inside. So it has benefits and it has great sin. Entirely, God never said it is haram, but He actually advised the believers to avoid it. If I tell you to avoid something, does not mean that thing is forbidden. Are you listening to my point?
Yeah.
Okay. If I tell you avoid something, it doesn't mean that thing is forbidden. For instance, if I tell my kids to avoid candy, it doesn't mean the candy is forbidden. If it is totally forbidden, why is it that in the paradise, God will give people wine?
Yeah.
Are you getting my point? The notion of being forbidden is if it comes from the handwork of the devil. The handwork of the devil, the type of wine the devil wants you to drink is the one which will intoxicate you, which will make you go out of your senses. That is why the wine, we have different levels of wine. For instance, I drink wine, but the one without alcohol, I drink it.
Okay.
Are you get? I did a video on it. It's on my page. I drink wine, but without the alcohol inside. So when you are breaking down,
well, grapefruit is also wine. Most wines are made from grapefruits too, right?
No, exactly.
I actually
look. I'm going to put a verse on the screen. Quran chapter 16, verse 67. Let's see this verse. God says this. Listen to what God says in this verse. God says, "And from the fruit of date palms and grapes you take intoxicant therefrom and good sustenance. Indeed, there is a sign in that for people who reason." Do you see the verse?
No, because I'm using my phone. So
okay. So God says, "And from the fruit of date palms and grapes you take intoxicant therefrom and good sustenance. Indeed, there is a sign in that for people who reason." For instance, we use vinegar, we use cider, we use rice wine, we use a lot of substance from the fruits and these things which actually has intoxicant in them. But the word used here is sakara. This sakara is actually talking about intoxicant. In this verse, God never said intoxicant is haram.
Okay.
The reason why God is asking us to avoid this, I'm going to show you the verse. Quran chapter 5 verse 90. God says, "Oh, you who have believed." Then he started by giving you a list. He said wine, that is hammer, gambling, idols, and divination arrows are only filled from the work of the devil. So now the question is, if it is coming not from the work of the devil, can I use it or not?
Yeah.
If it's not from the work of the devil, I can use it.
Yeah.
So we have wine which doesn't have alcohol.
Okay, someone just want me to ask you one question about how you call it, fasting. Why the fasting month keeps changing from one month to another? Because there is a specific month name for fasting.
Yeah, it is called Ramadan, in the month of Hijr.
Ramadan.
Yeah, in the month of Hijr, in the calendar of Hijr calendar.
So why is it changing?
It doesn't change because you are measuring it with the Gregorian calendar. That is why you think it's changing.
Okay.
If you are based in Saudi Arabia, you will always be doing it in the month of Ramadan. So how did it change? I don't get it. Why people say it's changing.
Well, maybe because of the Gregorian calendar.
Exactly.
Because, for example, this year is, I think, in March, right?
What? Yeah, February, March. Yes.
Yeah. This year is in March. Last year was another month, so that's why we thought, it's changing because we are using the Gregorian calendar.
Do you know in which year this country is right now? Ethiopia.
According to the Ethiopian calendar.
Do you know which year they are right now?
I know that it's not 2025, definitely.
They are in 2017.
Oh, wow, 10 years, 8 years different?
Yeah, they are backwards, 2017.
Oh, okay.
So now imagine if you want to measure the calendar, Gregorian calendar into the Ethiopian calendar, it will be a mess.
Yeah, definitely.
Same way, if you are using the Gregorian calendar into the Hijr calendar, it's going to be a mess. So what people keep doing it, because of most of the Westerners are using the Gregorian calendar, they think Ramadan is always changing. If you go to Saudi Arabia or any Arabian world, it is always in the month of Ramadan. They don't do fasting in another month called Rajab or something. They do the Siyam in the month of Ramadan, always on the calendar Ramadan, the month of Ramadan. Yes, it doesn't change. It is just the Gregorian calendar which doesn't match up to that, because Hijr calendar is using lunar calendar, while Gregorian calendar is using both lunar and solar calendar.
Okay. It makes sense. Actually.
Yes, that is just the problem. Yeah, that's where the problem is.
Well, I don't want to hold you too much. Thank you very much. I will definitely contact you if we can have a conversation more later on.
You're welcome. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for your time. Peace, brother.
Bye.
Yeah. So there's a